Hi there, folks. Good morning. Welcome to our Clocking the Gallop preview for today, Thursday, the 24th of November. We're just 2 days away from the Betway Summer Cup meeting and just 1 day away. So just over 24 hours to get your subscriptions in for our Clocking the Gallop direct line. And I want to, first of all, remind you about that before we go any further. This is what we're talking about that we've been advertising for the last couple of weeks here on the show. If you want to join us for 4 days or 4 meetings, 3 days of tipping, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, starts tomorrow. Get your subscriptions in preferably by midday tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to atone with the relevant selections that you'll need. So it's 250 Rand. The Clocking the Gallop FNB banking details are on your screen right now. The current account number being 629055283221. The branch code is 250655. And don't forget to use your name and mobile number as your reference on your deposit slips, please. Then send us through your proof of payment to our email address, clockingthegallop@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 079 3905747. We're working out those selections for tomorrow already. That's Fairview and Greyville. We'll then move on to Turfentown on Saturday, and then to Cape Town at Kenilworth on Sunday. Looking forward to having you on board the Clocking the Gallop direct line, which starts tomorrow. So furiously, you'll be getting hopefully on board with that. Now, we've got a Vaal Classic meeting today, and I'm doing this on my own, although I have spoken to Neil Andrews, and I have had feedback as well from Lyall Cooper. So we'll get together and give you our firm selections for today's 8-race program on the Vaal Classic track. Just a little bit about the going. It's good today. The track condition good. The penetrometer 21, and they've had about 11.5 millimeters of rain at the Vaal in the last 7 days, in addition to the 15 millimeters of irrigation put down on the track. There's a 40% chance of thunderstorms today, but it is a hot day out there. Expected to be up in the late 20s, early 30s. The falls rail is set 3 meters out on the back straight, going up to 9 meters out on the bend, and there's a 9-meter spur at the 700-meter marker. Pilasande Mtoli not riding today. He's medically indisposed, which is a bit of a worry because he's due to ride litigation in the big race on Saturday. Hopefully he recovers before then. We'll go through the changes as well as the betting, which I'm going to bring up very, very shortly now for you. I'll go through the first race of the day. Now, the first race is a work riders race. It is the work riders maiden. It's over 1,200 meters, and that is around the turn. And let's have a look at the betting before I give you what I think you should do in the first race. We're not terribly keen on these work rider races, but let's go through it all the same. In the first race, no scratchings. Work rider changes. This is where it becomes important. Work rider Siyakolwa Nyendeki rides number 2, 7 Wonders, for the Mike de Kock stable. And then Vicky Larina, who is Gavin Larina's wife. And those of you that might have seen my interview with Gavin yesterday would have noticed that Vicky Larina is coming back to ride because there's a ladies' invitational race on King's Plate Day at the beginning of January, so she wants to get fit for that. Now, she is riding number 7, Princess Ilaria for Fani Bronkhorst, and it's her first ride in a while. Obviously, she used to ride as Vicky Badenhorst when she was an apprentice, and because she's a female rider, she gets the 1.5 kilogram allowance that the NHA allowed all female riders to get, which means that riding number 7, Princess Ilaria, she will ride this carrying 55 kilos. Bear in mind that this horse was 4th just about a week ago behind Gimme a Light, that newcomer of Paul Matchett's that won at a big price. And that was a very good run. And I asked Gavin on my show last night what Vicky's thoughts were, and they were very confident as a household to tell me that Princess Ilaria will go close today. So 17-10 Princess Ilaria. She's the one that we're going to be tipping here for Vicky Larina to come back in the saddle and to break it today. In terms of the others, War Bonnet Creek, Thomas Nkume from a 1 draw is an obvious chance there. 28-10 in the market, but the value may be further down the page than Princess Ilaria, going down to horses like Tis Magic, number 8. Joe Guinguiza rides. Blinkers go on for the first time. That might be the value horse in the race, Tis Magic, the daughter of Pomodoro at 7-1. And even the horse below it in the market, number 9, Written in the Sand, from the stable of Fabian Habib, Chipiso Matsuele. I quite like this at 8-1. So I don't think it's cut and dried for Princess Ilaria, but I'll be leaning towards the bottom 3 on the card for a potential winner for me. 7, Princess Ilaria, 8, Tis Magic, or 9, Written in the Sand. That is the opening leg of the Bipot race number 1. Let's go to the second race of the day, which is off at 12:50, the start of the place accumulator. And by the way, I have, together with Chloe Andrews, done a take a bet with Tab doing the place accumulator today for a PA for 128 Rand. Race 2, the opening leg, is a fillies and mares 90 handicap, and it's run over 1,800 meters. In the second race, number 2, Eternal Life, has Alamites in front and races Unshod behind. Now, this is closely matched. You've got 2 horses at 28-10, Crimson Princess and Eternal Life. You've got 2 horses at 33-10, Ballroom Bliss and Belvard. You've then got Dark Travel, the bottom weight at 9-2, and the rank outside of the field is Opera Glass at 14-1. Now, I'm going to start with Opera Glass because I don't think she's a 14-1 chance. I think she's got as good a chance as any in this race. Her last 2, granted, have been poor. She ran 13 lengths behind Gilded Butterfly, and then she ran 10 lengths behind Gilded Butterfly. But I think she has to reproduce some of her earlier form to come back into it here. Now, bear in mind that she's run Rain in Holland to under 2 lengths, giving her 1.5 kilograms. And she's also had a good run, 3 runs back to Terra Time. So I'm saying, even though there's only 6 runners, every single one of them has got a chance of cracking it here. Our top choice, though, is probably going to be number 5, Belvard, from the Joey Soma yard. Samanga Kamalo rides. I think she'll much appreciate the classic track as opposed to the inside track, which she's run it a couple of times before. I think she needs a testing track. When you look at her inside track runs, they're all showing you that she probably needs something different. And I think this is going to suit her down to the ground. So Samanga Kamalo and Belvard get the vote from us, ahead of a horse like Opera Glass, and then Crimson Princess and the others after that. So that's our selection there, 5 from 4. Let's move on to the third race, the start of the pick 6 at 1. It's a maiden plate fillies and mares over 1,800 meters. And in the third race, there are 2 scratchings. Number 7, Can't Fool Me, and number 14, Spring of Elixir. Those 2 horses come out of the third race. The jockey on 11, Elusive Madame, replacing Corley, is apprentice Gabriel Peterser, and he claims 1.5 kilograms. And number 13, Aunt Pity Pat, will race with a tongue tie on. So it's numbers 4, 5, and 6 for us over here that we're going to primarily speak about, with a bit of number 13 on Pity Pat as well because of an improved last run. Let's start with number 4, Cape Lights, because she's had 2 very good seconds. She hasn't got the best of draws, which probably is against her here, Cape Lights, because she's drawn out at 10. With the 2 scratchings, she'll come into 9. But I think she's got an undeniable chance of going close here. And she is the 9-4 favorite ahead of Pomazellus at 28-10. So again, Samanga Kamalo teaming up with Joey Soma. Pomazellus, obvious chances there. There's been money from 4-1 into 28-10. But I think Cape Lights would be a narrow first selection, despite the fact that she's drawn wide out at 9. Stable is doing really well and in good form. Then number 5, Lady Regent. Keegan DeMello rides this one for Candice Dawson. 2 good runs behind Feather Boa, carrying level weights with Feather Boa, throws her into this race. Her last run was a bit indifferent, but we're prepared to forgive her for that. And we say that she's also a factor in this race, number 5, Lady Regent. So 4, 6, and 5 are our principal chances in race number 3. Right, let's go on to the 4th race. Race 4 is the start of the first jackpot. It is a middle stakes over a mile. This runs at 2 o'clock. Scratch number 5, Shareholder, and number 9, Twin Turbo, races with blinkers. Now, I think on the whole day, Neil Andrews and I agreed on 1 horse. and it comes up in this race. This is our value of the day, and a horse that I think, provided that he puts his best foot forward and he runs as he should do, this horse will go fairly close today with the right weight aboard, and that's number 4, Imperial Master. We're tipping this to win 6-1. Apprentice Siano Sosibo takes the 4 kilos off, comes in with a nice galloping weight of just 54 kilograms. And in an open race, we're tipping number 4, Imperial Master, to win. Who are other chances to give to? Funny enough, Clarkson, number 8, with just 54 kilos on his back, is much better than his last run. And I think you'll appreciate the fact of going back to the classic track and running over the 1,600-meter trip just a little bit further than he did last time out. With just 50 kilos on his back, look at number 10, King Arthur, as an upset result. He's at 16-1. He comes in with absolutely no weight. And if you look at Bay Suye, who's at 6-1, there's little to choose between them on the run back on the 5th of July. If you go to that run, King Arthur is actually down 5 kilograms on that run, and Bay Suye is up 2. So there's a huge difference in the weights there, which puts King Arthur bang into the contest too. Bay Suye, obvious claims 2, and then the grey horse Stormy Winter. I'm not sure about Naval Guard. I prefer Naval Guard over Further. First run for the new yard of Mike de Kock, the export Peter runner. I prefer a wait and see attitude with the 1 Naval Guard today in race number 4. Let's move on to race 5, the start of the second jackpot. And this is a middle stakes over 1,200 meters. It runs at 14:35. And in race 5, scratch number 9, Fast Love, is a scratching. Number 1, Sound of Summer. You can put blinkers on, you can put the earmuffs on, and you can take the blinkers off. Number 2, Follow Me. Interesting betting moves in this race. Now, being a middle stakes, there is a sex allowance for fillies of 1.5 kilograms, which now brings the fillies into the contest. And if you look right down at the bottom there, I think that's where the action is likely to be. Flower Bomb, number 10, and number 11, On Cue, both carry 54.5 kilograms, both with galloping weights. And I think they are the 2 to watch out for over here. Also, number 8, Chayavana, from a very good draw. He's in very good form, and he puts it together under Keegan DeMello. Keegan rides him really well. He's had 3 wins in a second from just 6 rides on him. So we're basing our opinion on the horses down at the bottom of the program here. I think number 3, Mercantile, is a very nice horse, but I think he's carrying too much weight today. He's a 9-2 chance, but he's carrying 60 kilos. He has to ship 5.5 kilograms to these 2 horses down at the bottom. And I think Flower Bomb and On Cue will be doing their best work late. So 10, 11, 8. Those are our numbers in race number 5. Let's page on to the 6th of the day, which is a graduation plate over 1,200 meters. There is a scratching here. Number 2, Set to Go, is an important scratching. And in fact, number 3, Angel of War, is another one that has been taken out since we started this preview. So 2 and 3 are the scratchings in this race, leaving only 6 runners going to post. And there's been lots of money for this impressive maiden winner, Southern Sky. She really won well. She opened up at 12-10. She's now into 7.5, 8-10. And she does really look to be the horse that has come in with the biggest reputation. However, number 1, Dice, has a huge reputation. He didn't run well last time out. He races with a compression mask on for the first time today, and I'm hoping that'll do the trick. Remember, this horse, Dice, ran level weights with William Robertson, beaten by 3/4 of a length, and ran level weights with Master Archie, the best sprinter in the land, and got beat 2.5 lengths. So for me, it isn't as clear-cut as the betting suggests. Southern Sky 7.5-10, Dice 33-10. If you look at the merit ratings, Dice is rated 101, and Southern Skies is rated 98, but comes in actually to an 88 because of the weight for age allowance. So effectively, Dice has to give Southern Skies 6.5 kilos, and Southern Skies is only getting 6 kilos. At the weights is 0.5 kilo out at the weights, but that's if you strictly go on the ratings. So I think it's a much closer affair, and I'm willing to forgive Dice that last poor run and put him into the mix. So just those 2 for us, Dice, Southern Skies, and just one other that Neil mentioned, and that is a horse that we've always liked here on Clocking the Gallop, Thunderstone. He was gelded on the 11th of August, didn't like that last comeback run, Didn't like the run before that in Durban behind Cousin Casey. He's a lot better than that. And if you're wanting to look for horses for your swingers, Thunderstone at 8.5 to 1 is a natural horse that you'll gravitate towards, hopefully. On to race 7 now. Race 7 runs at 20 to 4. It's a merit rated 80 handicap. It's run over 1,200 meters. Race 7 on the card, number 1, Mover and Shaker, has a tongue tie, and number 2, Whirly Whirly, races unshod. Those are the changes in the 7th race. Well, here we like both of Johan Jansef and Furen's horses, numbers 8 and 9. Fostinova comes in with a big reputation. I'm happy that he won last time out because we labeled him when he beat Melech by a length and 3/4. I think he'll capitalize on that, and I think he's a horse to follow, is number 8, Fostinova. His biggest danger for us is number 9, Corvette Captain. Keegan DeMello rides, the son of Dynasty, and we saw that wonderful clash between Lorena and DeMello on Tuesday in that first race, where there was a little separating them. They're joint favorites here, and we think that they're rightfully the joint favorites. So we're going 8 and 9 in all our bets. 2, Whirly Whirly, well, he never produces the same kind of runs that he's used to performing when it's earlier days, and he probably ranks as the next best for us. But 8 and 9, we think we're pretty safe with that in race number 7. If you ask me for a preference there, probably Fostinova 8 ahead of Corvette Captain because of the improvement expected. The 8th and last race runs at 4:15. It's a merit rated 68 handicap. It's over 1,200 meters. There are now as many as 4 scratchings in the last race of the day. You can scratch numbers 5 twice as wild, 6 in the ether, 9 Earl of Cardigan, and 10 Gal Gadot. So scratch all of 5, 6, 9, and 10. Number 13, Vasilikos gets a run. Muzieni will ride the 14 to 1 chance. Number 13, Vasilikos. And number 1, Lulu's Boy, you can take the blinkers off. Lots of money here for Admiralty Arch. Could he be the horse that Pierce Stratham brings home for his 5,500th winner? He's shortened in from 12 to 10 and 14 to 10 into even money, and he looks to be the right horse over here. And we are going for number 2, Admiralty Arch, to win the last race of the day. In terms of dangers, well, number 12, Dark Tide, is a horse that we've always kept an eye on. He comes in with absolutely no weight on his back, just 49 kilograms. He hasn't got the best of draws, but obviously with those 4 scratchings, his draw now comes into 8 from a draw of 9 originally. 12 to 1 in the market, probably the value in the race for us, number 12, Dark Tide. Other horses with chances, number 8, Rattlebag, at 14 to 1, ran a fair 7th last time out behind Ramchandani Road. I think there's improvement expected there, also from a wideish draw. Back to Basics as a bit of a chance. Future Wolf as well, number 3. But I think it's Admiralty Arch, the horse to beat, with dangers, Dark Tide, Rattlebag, Back to Basics, and maybe Future Wolf. That's a look at the 8 races run today on the Vaal Classic track. As I mentioned, just 48 hours to the big day on Saturday, where there is a carryover pick 6, and there is a quartet carryover in the big race as well. All our selections are available on this channel, but if you want additional selections and additional bets, sign up to the Clocking the Gallop direct line, and you only have until Friday midday in which to do so. Thanks for joining us here on Clocking the Gallop. That's been our Thursday preview, racing on the Vaal Classic track. We've got a Take a Bet show coming up later on this morning. Neil will also be doing a price booster for you, and if you listen to the recording, you'll know very well which horse are we choosing today for our price booster at a fair enough price. Thanks for joining us. We'll speak to you again tomorrow, or later tonight, actually, because there's racing at Fairview tomorrow, which means Nino Podesta will be on with a preview later on. And we'll also have MX hitting the road with MX tomorrow morning. And finally, we'll also have lots more to come on our show about the Betway Summer Cup. From all of us, cheers for now. Bye-bye.